Tourist mistakes, watch before visiting. We should learn from our previous mistakes, and this applies to tourism as well. The city behind me is Prague, visited by many, and we observe them. We also observe the mistakes they make. So if you plan to visit here, you can watch this video and avoid making the mistakes that previous tourists did. Not understanding the map. Now you probably understand that this is a map, but what I mean by not understanding it is the scale of the map. If you look at any city, you will usually see the entire city, but cities differ in size, and there are different maps for different cities. The map you will most likely come across in Prague is this one. Let's refer to it as the touristic map because it only shows the city center. Now, if you look at it from a perspective where it seems like it's showing the entire city, you may think that walking across this entire map would take an entire day. But no, walking across this entire map would maybe take an hour. Now, where's the mistake? Well, you will see something at the edge of the map and think, well, that's too far. I'm simply not going to go there. But in this case, if you're in the middle of this map and there's a cool thing at the edge, in this case, that would be the Mish Castle, for example. It's only a 15-minute walk, so it would be a mistake to skip it simply because you thought it was too far. We made the opposite mistake in Paris. When we were recently there, we stayed on the outskirts. I looked at the map and thought, let's walk to the center. It doesn't look that far. Yeah, it was a long walk, like 40 minutes on the metro. And if you think understanding a map is only a tourist problem, oh no. We just came across some Czechs, our viewers, and I asked them, how far do you think it is to the edge of the map? Their guess was 7 kilometers. It's 2.2. Not knowing or having an idea of what stuff should cost. Now we're in a country with a different currency. You may have an idea of what a bottle of water costs in your country, but suddenly the number is different on the price tag. The first store you may come across could be a tourist trap with ridiculous prices, and that's often the case in Prague. Sometimes the stores are next to each other, facing each other, meaning two different stores with completely different prices. The touristy one is behind me, and the non-touristy one is right there behind Hansa. I'm not talking about a difference of 5 to 10%, which is a normal difference between stores. I'm talking about double or 4 times the price difference. We use a site called Numbeo with Hansa whenever we travel to a country. There you can look up what a meal should cost, how much a bottle of water should cost, how much a kilometer in a taxi should cost, and so on. So again, it's good to have an idea of what the prices are roughly like. You're a foreigner. Would you know if 8.40 for a 6-pack of water is too much or too little? Well, if a local saw that price, they wouldn't believe it. I tried it with many locals. They just didn't believe it. They thought it was a joke. In this case, in a normal supermarket, the price would be 10 or maybe even 20 times lower. Taking taxis or Ubers in the city center. Now, when you open any of those ride-sharing apps and put them in a destination where you want to go, you may be surprised that quite often they're cheap. For example, we're on Wenceslas Square, and to get to the Old Town Square, the app will tell me, oh, it's only going to cost $8. Well, that's a bargain, right? But if you have local knowledge, which I do, and I would be more than happy to share it with you, you will find that taking the ride will take approximately 15 to 20 minutes, depending on traffic. But you can walk, it's right there, and the walk is around 7 minutes and it's free. Now, you may say and think, nobody would take such a short ride. Yes, I see it almost daily, and when you talk to the drivers, they will tell you that tourists often take rides under a kilometer or a mile simply because they don't know that walking is faster. The city center is full of one-way streets and dead ends, so cars will always have to go around while walking can always go straight, the shortest way. Only sticking to global chain restaurants. Now I understand that going to Starbucks may meet your standards or McDonald's, and you know what to expect and what you will get. But you most likely have that place in your neighborhood, so why would you travel? Why would you fly across the ocean to visit a place that you have in your backyard when you can go to places like these? We're right now in the main square in Prague. This is a lovely coffee place attached to a bookshop, and most kids, believe it or not, sit in front of Starbucks, while this place is empty. Cool, huh? I love to sit here and enjoy the view. So discover local places. They are often much cheaper than the chains. Looking for the best exchange office? Now yes, I understand it. You came to our country, learned that we have a different currency, and therefore need to exchange your currency for ours at a good rate. So you may come across different exchange offices. Now they all have the 0% commission sign, but believe me, the two behind me have a difference of 40%. So do you come to this hell where you should look for the best place? No, there is a life hack to avoid this trouble, and that is simple. Pay with your card. Yes, it's as easy as that. People tend to think they have to exchange money and carry cash, but no. And Hansa has lived in this city our whole lives, and we can easily survive just with our cards, never touching the currency. Thinking they can outsmart the ATM. By using an ATM, well, you don't know what you're up against. Many ATMs use a trick called DCC, where the ATM will ask if you want to accept or decline the machine's conversion. Most people, from what we know, click the lovely accept button, and in that case, they can lose up to 15% of the amount they're withdrawing. In some machines, the ATM will push them into withdrawing larger amounts, so the percentage taken as a fee will be higher. The reason I'm addressing this is that in every single video we make regarding money, cash, or paying with a card, people always say, "I just use the ATM. I'm the smartest person in the universe. I can never get scammed or tricked." Yeah, wrong. Being afraid to use public transport. Now I can understand where this may come from. I have used public transport in different cities. I may be the only person who ever used the bus from the city center of New Orleans to the airport, which was the worst 3-hour ride I've ever experienced. But in Prague, Czech Republic, it is the opposite. We have the best, cleanest, fastest, and most reliable public transport you can think of. So if you're comparing it to your home city, don't, unless your home city is Luxembourg. The only time you should be afraid of Prague's public transport is when you're crossing the street and a tram is coming your way. It's a big metal train on the road, so please do not get in its way. It always has the right of way. And if you're worried about ticketing, how to buy a ticket, how to validate it, and so on, no need to worry at all. Any tram in Prague will have a machine in the middle where you simply tap your card or phone, and there's your ticket. When it rains, they hide. They shouldn't hide. They should instantly run to this creme de la creme ice cream place, because suddenly there's no line and you can enjoy the best ice cream in Prague. Waiting in lines for the same identical picture. Yep, the situation you see behind me. Tourists have seen something on TikTok, and now they want the same photo. This one is one of these beautiful books. Now, I thought the idea behind social networks was to be different, to stand out from the crowd. Well, this is the exact opposite, but Prague has a lot to offer. If you want cool pictures on your Instagram, maybe you can visit this, and this. And you can visit all of them in an hour, which is sometimes the waiting time right here in the library. The choice is yours. To me, waiting here is a mistake. Not accepting help from a stranger. I just tried it myself. I walked around the square and saw people looking at maps, so I offered help. Can I help you look for something? Asterisk. But why? I mean, I'm a local guide, I'm from here, and I legit wanted to help you. Well, most likely they were expecting that somebody would. Ask for money, but why not trust people? I mean, we're here to help. And if you don't trust anybody, why even travel?